Hello again, YouTube. This is Veteran Mountain Man, and today I'm coming to you to discuss some of the 1776 doctrine. Now, we've already covered the basics, which is become informed and understand political philosophy. And I'm also doing a section on debate, which I recommend you listen to. The first two are already done. One is about logical fallacies in general, and one is about the primary concepts of debate tactics. And they'll actually serve you rather well if you decide to become a 1776 constitutionalist. And why is that? Well, 1776 constitutionalists look at the Constitution from its origin point. We look at it as not a living, breathing document, but as a document that is what it is. And yes, there are ways to change that document, but if we look at it as too fluid of a thing, we end up with problems like what you see in Oregon and Washington, where by public consensus of 50% or more, 51% or more, they can amend their constitution at any time in their state. This has led to hundreds of changes to both states' constitutions over the years. And that is because basically their constitutions are a document of populism. Whereas the American Constitution is a little more static and much more durable in resistance of change. So, you have to look at the Constitution from the method in which it was created, and this also means understanding some historical context, including understanding some of the historical context of people like George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Andrew Jackson, who was the first populist president of the United States, Hamilton, Madison, understanding what some of these people did, and not just through a leftist lens, but through an actual historical connotation. So, reading is kind of important and fundamental to becoming a 1776 conservative as a true conservative. So I recommend any of you who are wanting to understand this concept better to go out and read the documentation out there on these people. Now, that being said, rhetoric also is very important for the 1776 concept. And that is because the entirety of our Constitution is built on the concept of political discourse and debate. Your freedoms are only freedoms if you can exercise them. And the first way to exercise any of your freedoms is to dissent in opinion in a logical, coherent argument. And if you can't be coherent in your argument and present logic, then you don't really have an argument and people are going to ignore you. And this is something that we're seeing today. It has affected both the right and the left, although the left are showing it off a lot more than the right is currently. And the left are showing it off in their no free speech for Nazi fashion, i.e. their repressive tolerance fashion. Thank you, Marcuse, for doing that yet again to all of us here in your critique for tolerance and your cultural Marxist theory called critical theory, along with the rest of the Frankfurt School. You guys created this mess, and now it's down to people like myself to fix it. So, if you want to better understand debate, please sit down and listen to my podcast series on debate. I've got 2 parts already done. I'm planning to do another 4 or 5 parts on it. I'm going to go into a bit more detail about refutal tactics, as well as go over some of the logical fallacies in more detail and how to construct a logical conclusion based on statistical analysis and reading comprehension, which seems to be missing in today's school environments. I also plan on doing a discourse on the Oregon Constitution to show you guys just how much it's changed in comparison to the U.S. Constitution. Well, I think this is about it for the 1776 discussion today, especially since today is Day Without Women's Day, also known as International Women's Day. I'm going to go hit the newswire services and see what kind of insanity is going on in Portland. I know they renamed the elections building in Multnomah County, which is the People's Republic of Portland, Oregon, to female suffrage movements. They renamed the building after two members of the female suffrage movement. And I know that was going on. It's going on right now, actually, because it's 10:30 a.m., and that's when the renaming was supposed to be done. And see what else is going on in my crazy, kooky town. Well, you all have a good day, and please, once again, if you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe. If you want to discuss this topic in detail, please comment below. I am more than willing to hear you out and discuss, debate back and forth with you, or you can join me over at minds.com/veteran mountain man, and we can enter into the discourse there, because I am always edging for a debate. Thank you all again, and have a good day.